Hello everyone. Well, I'm excited about today's video. As you can see, I have all different types of candy treats to try. And the adventurous part about it is that all of these candies come from Eastern Europe or Russia. So Ukraine, Russia, that area. And I do not read Russian. So some of these I'll be able to kind of figure out what they are. Others I think will be a complete surprise. So that's exciting. I don't even know where to start. I think most of these are some sort of chocolate. I found a store in my town. It's called Euro Foods, and they have a lot of food items from the same area, predominantly Ukraine, Russia, that area. And they had sausages and pickled goods and sardines and a lot of other stuff. And they had these candies. And this is about half of all the different candies that they had. So I have at least one more video I could make from all of the stuff they had. And there was a whole nother section that had candies from Poland that I didn't even get to. So I'm going to eat these and make comments on what they taste like. And I'm going to make guesses on what I think might be inside if I can. If you read Russian or Ukrainian or Polish or whatever is printed on these, and you want to let me know, leave a comment on this video. If you've ever had any of these candies before, let me know. So this looks like a white chocolate candy. It has just a little bit of a pattern with maybe like a caramel or something. It is completely in Russian or Ukrainian, and I cannot tell what it is. Looks like it has a little bishop or pope here. So let's try it. I think it may be like a cookie covered. Yes. Nice and sweet. Has a definite coconut flavor. It's nice. A little stale, but I imagine these candies have been imported and moved around and sat in the store for a while before I picked them up, so that's to be expected, I think. It's okay. I'm not a big fan of coconut, but it's nice. And I'm not going to eat all of these, each candy, because as you can see, there's a lot here. If I ate everything, it'd be a lot of calories. That was nice. Now I'll try this one now. It has a big, what looks like the letter Q in English, and not much else. Just a little bit printed here, but I cannot read any of it. And inside we have it's chocolate. It looks like it's kind of in a rough pyramid shape. And we have some nuts here. Looks like it's piled on top of maybe another cookie type thing. Let's see. So this actually has a cookie casing around the whole thing. Hold that up, see if you can see that any better. And then it's got like a nougat crispiness inside, covered with chocolate. Lots of layers to this one. Inside there seems to be a hazelnut. So it's very complex. Not super sweet. It has a nice flavor. Chocolate is okay. And all the other different flavors really add to it. Let's set that off to the side. I'm resisting the urge to just eat the whole thing. Just to be done with it. Okay. Now this says Morella on it. D-O-B-O-S-Z. Dobos. I'm not I don't know if this means chocolate. Checkless. Chiscoladzi. I don't know. So if you know what this word is, let me know. And this looks like it's a fruit, maybe peach. Again, chocolate. This one's been crushed a little bit. Instantly starts to want to melt on your fingers. Let's see. It's chewy. This is a apricot flavor. Or apricot. Very good. Very well balanced flavor with the chocolate. I don't know if there's chocolate in the middle or not. Yeah, there's a chocolate center. You can see it's gotten on my fingers. Oh, it's nice. Very rich. What's next? We'll do this blue one. This says Sorrento and Roshan. I don't know if that's supposed to mean Russian in another language. Again, I'm really in the dark as far as the origin of some of these candies, so please let me know in the comments. It has a little sailboat motif on it. And this looks like a darker chocolate. Don't know if I like that one. And this is some sort of a paste made from a nut, like kind of like you would with peanut butter or some kind of nougat. I'm not sure, but has a slightly perfumey taste. Not my favorite. I'll put that over there. Okay. Now this one has a blue swoosh coming by with flowers in it, and it has a crescent moon in the middle. I cannot decipher it as far as trying to figure out what the flavor might be. It looks very similar. It has the same pattern underneath here, same size, same coloring, so let's see if it has the same thing in the middle. This is nice. In the middle it's like a fruit paste or jelly. I don't know if I can identify exactly which fruit it is. But it's nice. It has a pleasant flavor. Not a strong chocolate flavor. Okay. Now this one intrigued me. Roshan, it's the same company. Looks like it's kind of the same size too. But it has this Mexican, and it says Don Sesame. A very familiar shape and color. So, I don't know if this is supposed to be sesame, like a sesame seed. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah. It's like a sesame seed paste, roasted. Kind of nice. Balances well with the chocolate. I don't know if I would associate sesame seeds with Mexican, but... Okay, now this one has 3 camels on it in front of a sun with some desert. Again, Roshan, so we're seeing a theme here with the company. And we have the same chocolate covering. So let's see what this one is. It's more of a generic flavor. Kind of just generally chocolatey. Not much to distinguish it. Okay. So let's go for something distinctly different now. This is a kind of a large Hershey's chocolate kiss shape. Nice thick foil wrapper. And the outside just has some like Greek columns. So let's see what this tastes like. Looks very messy. It is very messy. Tastes old. It's not very good. This has some cherries printed on the top. So I think I know that it at least has cherries in it. Very beautiful. Nice and shiny. It has like a Jester's logo here at the top. So I imagine it maybe have like cherry liqueur or something like that. Let's see. Surprisingly not that strong of a flavor of the cherry. Mostly chocolate. I'm going to eat the whole thing since this is going to be messy. I don't think this is a liqueur. I don't get the alcoholic taste. But I really don't get a cherry flavor either. It has a nice crisp flavor of chocolate. Set that over there. And this looks like something similar. It has a cherry here. Yep. And this has like a fancy S on it. So let's see, compare these two. This one is much better. It's a very strong cherry flavor. Definitely a liqueur flavor. It kind of choked me up there for a second. I think some of it went down my throat. That's very good. And that was supposed to be a C, I guess, on the top of the candy. I'd have that again. It's a nice cherry flavor. Actually, it had a little bit of cherry fruit in it. That's what they're supposed to taste like. I'm going to take a drink here, cleanse my palate. Okay, well, let's see what this one is. This has the same logo as the first one. I don't think that's a pope or a bishop. I think it's just a lady with a hat. Now I can see it a little bit better. And this has some sort of printing of, looks like some sort of nut. Maybe coffee bean, I'm not sure. The nice little pattern on top. Peanut. Kind of like a Snickers bar. The peanuts in it and the nougat. It's nice. And this one's got an elongated shape. Looks like it has some hazelnuts printed on it. Very nicely done. Very soft. It's nice. It's a subtle flavor. Not strong of the hazelnut, but there's a little chunks in there, you can tell. But it balances well with the chocolate. So it actually kind of sneaks up on you a little bit. It's nice. Okay. We're back to Roshan. Dessert fresh. And this has some berries printed on it. Nice packaging. Here's a little bit of decoration. Let's see. That's surprising. We have like a cookie layer here, and maybe a cookie layer here, or some sort of. I don't taste coconut, so I don't think this is coconut. And then a very strong layer of jelly or jam or fruit preserves of some sort. All kind of mixes together. Fairly pleasant. It's kind of perfumey, but not too bad. Oh, good texture with these two. They're not crunchy. It's nice. Let's go back to these cone-shaped candies. Now this has a cow on it. I'm not sure if that's referring to the milk chocolate or to the filling. Oh, we see some of the filling now. This must be some sort of dairy filling or something. It's like a cream or custard. Very nice. Mixes well with the chocolate. Which is always good. Very rich. I need another drink. So, I don't know if chocolate candies are particularly popular in that area of the country, or they're just very popular with the guy who's ordering the candies. But so far, all of these have been chocolate. This one has what looks like plums on the outside. It's very lumpy and misshapen. And that's because it's around actual fruit. Which is okay. Not very strong. Not really very plum-like in its flavor. Okay. Now this one has what looks like a poppy flower on the outside. And that's always interesting. We're back to the classic dark chocolate brick shaped candy. Mm. Fairly generic. Tastes very similar to the one that had the camels on it. Now let's try this one. So we have a giant here in a city. So I'm not sure if that's a reference to Gulliver's Travels or not, but probably, because we have a map up here. This thing is huge. So maybe that's in reference to the giant. Wow. Okay, that's a meal unto itself. So we can see that this is multiple layers of cookie or cracker with chocolate in between them and then coated in chocolate. So basically this is starting to get the size of a candy bar, and it reminds me a lot of the candy bar here in the States called whatchamacallit. I think that has some peanut butter in it, but it's basically a candy bar made out of these wafer thin cookies sandwiched together. Let's move on. We have another cherry one. Not only does it say cherry, but it is printed on it. So let's see what we have. It has kind of a rounded top to it. The cherry is in the center. And again we have this like light colored sugary nougat on the outside. It's actually not very sweet at all, which is kind of refreshing after all of these different ones. It's not bitter, it's just a little tart, which is kind of nice. It's good. Really classic cherry flavor. I think these three are all going to be, maybe even this one, that kind of dark colored brick. This one is a bear walking through the woods. So I'm not quite sure what that means about the flavor, but I will refrain from commenting on that. This is actually a little bit different shape. Nice. A nice creamy center. Looks like some walnuts or something in there. And the creamy center reminds me of Truffles, chocolate. That's good. Maybe one of my favorite. So this one has a cookie on it. And then it also has some sort of like maybe nut. I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to be. The inside's pretty nondescript, but it has a distinct cookie flavor to it. But the texture's kind of boring, as well as the color. It doesn't have a super strong cookie flavor, but it's nice. Now this one has a little squirrel on it. This has the jester motif again. You'll have to excuse me if I'm not speaking very clearly. All this chocolate is coating my throat and making it a little bit hard to speak clearly. Let's see if this tastes like squirrel. Not very good. Kind of tastes like that one I said tasted old. This tastes old and stale. Here's another one that has flowers on it. This is brick shape, a little bit taller than the other bricks we've had. Has kind of a liqueur flavor. Tastes like it might have alcohol in it. And that's about it. Can't really identify any other flavor. We have the Jester brand again. I can't get this open. And that didn't help at all. There we go. Big slab of chocolate. Looks again like it may be layers of cookie. Cookies and chocolate mixed together. Kind of like that giant one. And I'm pretty much guessing this is going to be chocolate too. Since all the other ones were. Yep. This one seems kind of soft. It's actually falling apart in my hands. Very unique. It's like a jam or jelly here at the bottom. And very lightly flavored coconut cream on top. But I'm not sure what flavor this is supposed to be. It has very, very little flavor. Yeah. extremely mild candy. This little chocolate on the outside and a little bit of the coconut, but the jelly at the bottom just kind of provides texture, not really flavor. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. I've definitely had my fill of chocolate for the week. For the most part, though, it was very good. Again, if you know about these candies, or you've had any of these candies, or you know kind of the background and history or how popular these candies are, let me know. Put it in the comments. I love learning about things like this. It's one of the reasons I went to that store, to have some new experiences, try some new things. And unfortunately, I can't read about a lot of the wrappers, so I just have to kind of guess by what's actually inside, which is the important part with candy. So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. And if you like it, please give it a thumbs up and share it with other people on the internet. I'll see you guys later.